Hi, I'm Deborah, and thank you for joining me on this journey as I explore the question, when did I become alcoholic? How did this happen to me? And in my very first video, I talked about my introduction to alcohol. I talked about my grade school years, my high school years, and even into college, drinking as a person under the age of 21. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit more about coming of age, becoming an official legal drinker. And as a young adult, I still only drank socially. I drank when we went out on happy hours with my coworkers. I would drink on dates. I would drink on the weekends. That was really the only time I ever drank. And even when I got my very first apartment, after I moved out of my parents' house at about age 25, 26, I think maybe 26, I didn't have alcohol in the house. I didn't have wine in the refrigerator, beer. I didn't have alcohol in the pantry. Drinking was only something that I did on social occasions. Let's fast forward to my married life. So got married, again, same situation. My husband and I, we drank, again, socially, when we went out to dinner together, perhaps, but it wasn't an everyday thing. We probably had some kind of alcohol in the house as a married couple, but I don't really recall it being something that I had that much interest in. Wine was my drink of choice as I entered my alcoholic years. So again, I don't remember that being something that we had in the house a lot in our early married days. We had our children in my 30s. So in my late 20s and into my early 30s is the childbearing years for us. I don't really recall alcohol starting to become a bigger part of our life, probably until, our mid 30s, maybe mid to late 30s. And that's when I think alcohol really started becoming more important to me. I stopped drinking when I was 40. So I would say that my alcoholic years really were in that mid to late 30s range is when it became very important to my life. So again, I don't recall when it went from that social drinking with my husband and our friends to this everyday thing for me when I was literally drinking every single day. I know that my husband and I, we would have drinks together at home. So again, when did it become drinking with my husband, like an evening sit out on the porch type of a drink, to where it became when I was drinking literally every day after work, coming home to have a glass of wine, drinking when I was alone. That started to happen. I would drink when I wasn't with my husband. I would, have that glass of wine even when he wasn't drinking with me or before he got home. When I was in the throes of my alcoholism, I was definitely drinking not just a glass of wine, but multiple glasses of wine. It became something that, once I started to have that first glass of wine, I knew I wasn't going to stop until either the bottle was empty or I just wasn't able to drink anymore. So I don't know when I crossed that threshold. I do know that drinking started to become very important to me, not only for those social situations, but also just to kind of get through the day. It was something that I woke up in the morning and I started thinking about, when can I start drinking again? When can I have that wine? When is this day going to be over so I can officially have the wine 30? I think back today into, all the ways that drinking seems to be so socially acceptable. Wine 30, day drinking, mom juice. You go to these little boutiques and there's all these little t-shirts and wine or glasses and Yeti cups and wine cups. And it's all about making drinking so cute and fun and social and acceptable. And when I was drinking, it wasn't like that. It was, you didn't have your day drinking and your mom juice and all that. It was very much, what I was doing was very hidden. It was very secretive. I was hiding the fact that I was drinking so much from my husband. I would start drinking. I had a cup of like this big cup, and I always had wine in it. Even when I was like toting my kids around, yes, in the car, I would start drinking. In the middle of the day at work, I had a drinking buddy, and we would go for our long lunches, and we would have wine at lunch, and we would do happy hour after work. And we did that quite a bit until we got caught. And that's really when it got really bad for me. I got caught drinking at work with my coworker on one of our lunches, and we both got suspended for 3 days from work while the company tried to figure out what they were going to do with us, what the punishment should be. At this time, I was an executive in my company. I was very high up in the company. So this was very, very devastating to me, very demoralizing. It was hugely embarrassing. I, of course, had to confess up to my husband that I had been drinking during the day. And at that time, that was the very first time that he and I really talked about my drinking and what I needed to do about it. And so that was the first time I sought help. So I did seek a counselor that supposedly specialized in women with drinking concerns. And it was really interesting when I saw this counselor that it was never suggested to me that I should stop drinking. So by the fact that I was seeing a counselor and she was not recommending that I should actually stop altogether, I think I thought it was okay for me to continue. So after trying to cut back trying to cut back and drink more responsibly, I determined that I didn't need to stop. I just needed to figure out how to do a better job of it. And that's where I'm going to stop this video. So stay tuned for the next video as I talk more about my attempts to stop drinking or to control my drinking.